Please grab your beverage of choice and take a seat and relax and enjoy the show, which will begin in 1 minute. Welcome to Digging with Deej, everybody. How's everybody doing? There's 15 in my house already. Thank you very much. So let me scroll back. Let's see. Scroll back to the beginning. Cynthia Swearingen, one of my moderators and members. First one in the house. Then Mark Thomas, also a moderator and a member. Second one in the house. Let's see, who else? Scrolling down, Dawn Williams of Can You Dig It on Facebook and YouTube. Dawn and Shelley. Metal Detecting with Randy. Let's see, there's Cynthia. There's Dawn. There's Mark Thomas. Let's see. Metal Detecting with Randy. Still scrolling. Blackbeard J, welcome back. Finding Goodies too. Tracy, welcome back. Chris Corson, welcome to Digging with Deej. Oh, Chris is from Dothan, Alabama. That's not very far from my co-host, Chris. Welcome. David Alfonsetti, welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome. Team Clambait, Bean and Pick, welcome. Still scrolling. Javier Garcia, welcome back. Green Gardner, welcome back. Still scrolling. 906 Steve, welcome back. Malaysia Metal Detector from across the pond. A long way across the pond. Welcome back. Let's see. Still scrolling. Marty is nuts about digging. Welcome back, Marty. Still scrolling. There's my co-host who has no power right now. No power and no cable. But he said he would try to follow in the chat. And if his cable comes back, he will get on here. But it's just going to be my doctor and myself for the time being. But he will, Jeremy will be in the chat. So he apologizes for not being here. Kane Beeping, welcome back. Kane says, hey guys, I can't stay, but good luck and happy hunting all. Thank you very much. Let's see, still scrolling. Treasure Hunting SWPA, welcome back. The Other Side of the Boat, welcome back. I think I put Jeremy's up there, but we'll put it up there just to make sure. Finding Alabama is my co-host's channel. Bonnie, Whispers from the Dirt. Welcome back, Bonnie. Still scrolling. Jimmy Cloak. Longtime subscriber. Welcome back, Jimmy. Shaz73. Welcome back, Shaz. She has had some really cool videos. I'm not sure what country she's in. Maybe Scotland? Where are you located, Shaz? Some beautiful country on some of her videos. Let's see. Still scrolling. Venture du Low, Cal. Magnet Fisher, a Michigan Magnet Fisher. Welcome back, Cal. Cal and Zan. 17 in the house. Thank you very much. Whoop, I thought I was caught up and then it just jumped. Let's see. I think Mud Swat. Welcome back. JP Lawns and more. Welcome back. I think I said the other side of the boat, just in case I didn't. There you go. Welcome back. So let me look at my itinerary that I wrote down. So thank you everybody for, oh my goodness, Mark Thomas, what are you doing that for? Goodness gracious, holy smokes. Wish I could stay, but the sound card went dead and I do not read lips at all. Oh no, Mark the Berg Hunter. That's Mark the Berg Hunter. I'm so sorry, Mark. Sad face. Hope you get it fixed soon, Mark. Okay, did I miss anybody? If I miss anybody in the chat, please don't be offended. It's not intentional. I'm going to be interviewing a guest, and my co-host had a storm go through, damaged his roof. You know, if I have time, I will show you the video of what he was driving through to go and drive and pick up his mom's medicine earlier today. It was insane. I told him, if you see any debris flying around, you stop your vehicle and don't go any further forward. It was pretty strong winds and torrential rain. So this is the stormy time of the year for Alabama. So tonight's topic is a discussion about ways to try to prevent a season kickoff injury after months of sedentary, non-activity during the winter. If you live in the upper Midwest or anywhere that receives snow and has a snowy winter where you can't get out and dig. Okay, this could be for any kind of treasure hunting, could be magnet fishing, anything, but we're concentrating on metal detecting tonight. These tips are no guarantee, but provide a better chance of avoiding injury for any sport you choose. Okay, so this is my story. Let me take that down. Thank you again, Mark the Berg Hunter. Over 30 years ago, I was working at a restaurant and lifted a 5-gallon bucket of ice. I heard and felt a pop in my spine. No pain, just felt it immediately, not realizing that I had injured myself until the next day when I went to get out of bed and I couldn't move. I had to literally roll off the bed and crawl on my hands and knees to get to a phone. After 6 weeks of being unable to work, my doctor, an MD, Cynthia Swearingen, thank you so much, Cynthia. Oh, my back's getting better fast. I'm doing good. Thank you so much, Cynthia. After 6 weeks of being unable to work, my MD gave me 2 options since muscle relaxers and pain meds did not help. He said back surgery might be a possibility and might possibly help, but there were no guarantees as it was a new medical procedure. This was years ago. But he preferred that I go to a chiropractor, a certain chiropractor. This was over 30 years ago. Hi, Paranormal Pikachu. Welcome. So he recommended Detecting Dr. Dave, my guest tonight. Okay. I literally crawled in Dr. Dave's office, and about a half hour, 45 minutes later, I walked out. I was still hurting, but not like I was before. And I was able to walk out on my own power. It was, to me, it was miraculous. After having to crawl everywhere for 6 weeks, it was, it was good. Much better. And then after about 2 or 3 months, because it was a serious injury, I herniated multiple discs in my back. After 2 or 3 months, I was healed as I possibly could be, and learned how to take care of my back. So please welcome my guest, Detecting Dr. Dave, everybody. And if you have any questions for him in the chat, please put it in capital letters. And then Mark, Thomas, if I don't notice them for some reason, if you could message them to me on Messenger, because I did have my phone down here. Yes, I do. Okay, so let me bring in my guest. Hi, doctor. How are you?
Good. How are you, DJ? Hi,
I'm
everybody.
good. So Dr. Dave, can you introduce yourself and share your credentials and years of service in chiropractic care?
Well, I'll be 36 years in practice this June. Um, I didn't grow up in a chiropractic family, meaning I'd never been to a chiropractor before, and nobody in my family had been. 1979, I was 20 years old. I had a neck and shoulder injury. Then I went to the medical doctor, and that didn't give much improvement. And then an orthopedist and getting cortisone shots and talking about surgery potentially. And I was just getting worse. I wasn't getting better. And someone suggested I go to a chiropractor. I had no idea why, but I went. I wasn't sleeping well at all. This has been about 2 to 3 months of misery. And after one treatment, I slept that night and I started getting relief, and I just continued with the program he put me on, and I recovered. And I was looking for a way in life at that time. I had a 2 year degree in business, but that's not the direction I wanted to go. The economy in Michigan was going down the tubes, and the chiropractor took me to a meeting. He knew I was interested in health, and we went to a chiropractic meeting, and that was it for me. I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I was back to college for 2 to 3 years, getting the undergraduate requirements, and then 4 years of chiropractic college out in Davenport, Iowa, and then back to Michigan to get my license and practice with a chiropractor for a year, and then move out on my own to the practice you came to. I opened my practice in the first of 1988, January, February, and I think you came in probably early 1990, maybe late 89.
Something like that, yeah.
It's been, I think, 33 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, we were both young.
Yep. So, yeah, you remember me crawling into your office.
Oh, I remember it very well. I remember, I've seen a lot of people in my career, and I remember the first few years. I can almost name everybody that came in as the practice grew and grew. So, yeah, yours was a memorable case.
Yep.
And you've done well.
Oh, yes, you have taught me very well how to care for my back. Yes.
Yeah, none of us has a perfect spine.
No.
It's knowing what you've got and how to manage what you've got, and
knowing your limitations.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And maintenance work and prep work,
Right.
So I think we've worked well over the years together.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Now, I recently injured my back, and I figured out how I did it. Had nothing to do with metal detecting. That's not what this show is about. Okay. I have an injury I have herniated discs in my back. I will have them the rest of my life. Okay. They don't go away. Remember, you guys, me telling you that we had to replace the water heater in the basement? Well, I had to get ready for the plumbers to get here, so I had to move tables and boxes out of the way, and I obviously lifted something I shouldn't have. So I'm sure that's how I did it. It just, I happened to be sitting in a chair out in the garden putting together my greenhouse, and that's when it finally went. But I'm sure I helped it
Sure.
moving stuff in the basement for the plumbers. So, and I think, hi, Nancy, Ambient Girl Diggs, another moderator in the house. River Sticks Outdoors, welcome back. And I think I saw Bill Papa Rouse, what's in the dirt. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Is it common to see patients with back pain after a winter of inactivity lifestyle in the spring?
Yes, it's very common. It doesn't take long, a period of inactivity, maybe just a few days, that the body begins to become fibrotic. Joints begin to tighten up, and blood supply to that joint diminishes. Um, so, keeping that mobility and flexibility in our downtimes is extremely important. So, when we want to get out and dig and that we're prepared for it. But a lot of times through the winter, especially, we become more sedentary and we're not moving our joints full range of motion or whatever. And then we go to move them, and it's like sitting a ship at a dock and it grows barnacles. Our joints kind of grow barnacles, and then you go to move them and they don't want to move. And then there you go, injuring something.
Right. So, now, the majority of people don't see a chiropractor until they're injured.
That's the most common.
And that's real backwards. I mean, you guys, most of us, as far as I know, we go for our yearly physical or every 2 years, every 1 to 2 years. You should be doing that with your spine as well.
Okay. Well, I like to equate it to dentistry, where, we take care of our teeth, but still we go whatever the dentist tells us every 6 months or once a year. We go for a maintenance checkup because they can find things happening that we don't feel yet. Right. And if you do that and then brush and floss and that, you can live your whole life with your teeth nowadays. Right. With nutrition too. But spines, people tend to neglect. As long as they feel okay, they think they're fine, and a lot of times they're not. Right. So, right. Now, since I've met Dr. Dave, I see him once a month for an adjustment just to make sure everything's in line. Whether I have a problem or not, I go in once a month and get an adjustment. Well, or if I get a little twinge, I will go in just to make sure I didn't get something out of a line. Yep. Now, you can get your spine out of alignment. It doesn't have to be a fall, does it, Dr. Dave? Oh, no. It begins with very few people, have a perfect spine. We all have maybe slight curvature or bumps and falls as we grow in sports and things. So we don't have perfect spines to begin with. But then people are either right-handed or left-handed generally, and we tend to do things one-sided and one-sided and one-sided, which builds one side of the body stronger than the other, that's starting to add to imbalances in musculature, and then the spine in the middle vulnerable to that. Mm-hmm. So, and then the sedentary part, and we sit too much in our society, that sets us up for terrible failure. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of reasons, somebody could have scared you, and the number stuff one like that, or most problems is like I've been walking and then all of a sudden the ground like drops. Right. I don't know what you call that. I didn't really trip. It just all of a sudden I walked into a hole and didn't realize it was there. Stuff like that. Oh, sure. You can throw your back out. Add up. Whack. Yep. So getting a checkup as a person, everybody's different. Some people might need to come in once a week because of their condition. Some people once a month. Some people every 6 months.
Right.
So
Right. Um, is it true chiropractic care can aid things like headaches, indigestion, as well as back injuries, as well as help prevent further injury with information?
of course, it's always looking for the cause of a problem. So if
Mm-hmm.
the cause of the problem, and many headaches are tension headaches. So if you've got imbalances and pressure on joints and nerves and things, that can certainly lead to headaches.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we help a lot of headache conditions.
Right.
Um, by
Um,
looking at a person holistically, talking about their nutrition, which could contribute, their stress, which could contribute, they're maybe dehydrated. So we look at it in a holistic way.
right. Right. I'm going to try to find these pictures, Dr. Dave, that I took at the office to try to show people a little information about the spine. Can you still see me, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me bring this up and then try to share it. Okay. That's not it. Let's see. Where are my pictures? I'm trying to find my pictures. There it is, File Explorer. That's what I want. So, different parts of the spine control different parts of the body. So, I'm going to show you some pictures if my computer will do it. Okay. Now I got to find them in here. There they are. So that's going to be the first picture. See if I can get it ready to bring it up. Okay, slowly coming up. There. Okay, that's ready. So let me share. I'm going to start from the top. I took it in 3 pictures. It was an upright picture, which doesn't work well with horizontal YouTube, folks. Hi, Christy Bean. Welcome to Digging with Deej. So let me share this. Share screen. And I want to go in the window. There's that. Okay, can you still hear me, Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to describe this?
What we're looking at here?
Yeah, what we're looking at.
Well, that's a side view of the spine from the neck, which is 7 bones, and they're numbered down to the start of the mid back, the first 4 bones of the mid back. And the neck, the cervical spine, should have a forward curve to it. Not many people have a good curve in their neck, and that's from a lot of reasons: bumps, falls, sports, probably mostly from poor postures. We're all looking forward, we're looking down at phones and head forward on computers, and sitting too much tightens the spine, which draws the spine forward, and losing the curve out of the neck is very common.
Right. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to have to go to the right or the left for the next picture. Let me see. Come on. It's not going to the next picture. What in the world? Must be I got to go to the picture before. There, try this. Oh, that's not it. Figures. Okay, there's that one. Go the other way. There it is. Okay.
So that's the mid back, the thoracic spine, 12 segments, and there should be a backwards curve like that in the spine. That's normal. That area of nerves, while it's feeding muscles and structural things, it's also feeding the organs. There's nerves going to muscles and joints and all of that, but it's also dropping nerves from those same areas to the heart, the lungs, the digestive system. So if nerves get irritated at the spinal level, those nerves can not be sending proper messages back and forth from brain to tissue cell and tissue cell to brain, um, in function, digestive function, or heart, lungs, and things. So um, we don't always know exactly, but chiropractors certainly can find those areas of stress and pressure, and in alleviating the joints, which helps the spine function better.
Right. You
Alleviate
were able to help my indigestion problem because
exactly.
of
That
that.
was just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, here's the last one, and this is the area that I injured.
Yeah, you have a lot of degeneration, if I can tell a little bit about you, but
Yep.
you have a lot of degeneration in your lumbar spine, which is the five lowest vertebra, and the discs in between. You have a lot of degenerative change, which is wear and tear changes, arthritic changes,
Right.
and that just sets you up for a weak link to put pressure on the spinal cord, the nerves potentially, and discs begin to wear out quicker if you're not addressing it and realize it's there and know how to manage it. And
Right.
two,
Right.
3 years later, you're managing very well with not perfect parts like all of us.
Right.
None of us have perfect parts, but the
Okay.
better we work to maintain them, the better they do.
All right. Let me put this back down. Okay. So, since my injury 30 years ago, I've learned my limitations and things that I can do to possibly prevent new injury. Okay. Hi, Audra. Audra of Jersey History Hunter in my chat. Welcome back. Metal detecting is a way of life for me. You guys all know that. And I have learned that what I need to do to keep a happy spine. Over the last 2 years during the Rona, I discovered a year ago in the spring when I got outside and started walking to build stamina because I had been inactive, like many of us had. I got 2 blocks away from my house and realized I was wore out after walking 2 blocks. Scared the dickens out of me. It took me weeks of walking a little bit farther each time and walking back home and a little bit farther, back and forth, before I got myself back to what I was accustomed to be able to do during detecting season. All because of inactivity during the winter. So this last winter, I bought an incumbent bicycle and I used that when it was icy and 3 feet of snow outside. So that helped me stay active this winter. And then when I started walking, the first day I started walking, once the ice was off the sidewalk or pavement, I think I walked a half a mile the first day. The next day I walked a mile. And then the following week I was up to 2 miles. So it pays to stay active in some way. My dad impressed on me during the beginning of his golden years how his friends would retire, and in a couple years later they were gone because of inactivity. They'd retire and sit in front of the TV. Use it or lose it, folks, and it's true. Let's see. How much does posture, activity, diet, hydration, and sleep play in having a good musculoskeletal system in a nutshell, if that's possible?
Well, the three most important things physically, in my opinion, are um, nutrition, movement, and rest. It's extremely important that we have good nutrition. That's the tools of repair for our body to repair cells and rejuvenate cells, and that you need proteins, fats, carbohydrates. You need good tools, and
Mhm.
the time of repair is when we're resting or sleeping. So we need adequate rest and sleep. Um, so much in our society, people's nutrition is horrendous, so they don't have the right tools. And a lot of times that's pure toxic, which is even worse.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't get adequate rest and sleep. Uh, and then you need proper movement. Those three things, if people concentrate on those three areas of their physical health, that that's the whole thing. The
Mm-hmm.
other two parts of being healthy or being whole is our mental and our spiritual health, body,
Mm-hmm.
mind, and soul. So
Right.
all three need to be addressed. And the World Health Organization, the National Institute of Health both say basically the same thing, which is 90% of all illness and disease is caused by stress. So we darn well better be looking at keeping our life, on an even keel.
Finding something to relieve stress.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yep. But having a
And
life of balance that we can handle the highs and lows of life,
right.
but keep it simple and keep it
That's what
manageable.
a lot of metal detectorists love about detecting. They
Right.
get away from all the noise and all the stress, be able to think about stuff and enjoy the great outdoors,
Well,
get the
that's where we get
exercise.
reconnected to ourselves. Is
Right.
out in nature, earth, wind, fire, and water. That's
Mm-hmm.
where it is. And when we can get reconnected to that and let the stresses of this civilized world slip away, then we're becoming in tune with ourselves again.
Right.
So
Right. Um, the hobby of metal detecting has exploded across the world into a community of metal detectorists of all ages, from seniors to teens, with over 50% being 50 years of age or older. Okay. You just started detecting with the Technetics T2 Plus yourself,
right.
and I love the T2 because it is so perfectly balanced that I can balance it on two fingers. It is not coil heavy whatsoever. It's perfectly balanced because they have used the battery compartment, which is under the arm cuff, as a counterbalance. What I don't like about some machines is they are coil heavy and it pulls on my lower back. Other machines that I have tried. Okay, Cynthia has a question for you, Dr. Dave.
Yeah,
Cynthia
love
says,
that.
Dr. Dave, my dad is 80 years old and he has been considering getting a teeter machine. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the teeter inversion. It's a great um, table. I think inversion is extremely important. I think really every household should have an inversion table, but each individual should know how to use it because you can get hurt using it. I have one in my office, and I don't charge for the care. I don't do a lot of care with it. I usually use it as an infomercial to explain to people why they should have one and how they could benefit. It has a lot of health benefits.
Mm-hmm.
The inversion, the decompression part of that, but also blood flow and lymphatic flow and that type of thing.
Right,
So, but an 80-year-old or any age should know the health of their spine and how they should get started on it. And most people should start at a very slight incline and
right.
then let their blood flow change and let them
And
get
get
used to
used to it.
that. And then just do a minute and come back up and let your body get used to it. And I would do that for quite a while, maybe a couple weeks, just at maybe at 80, maybe at 10% incline or 15. And then
They
just
should
do
probably never use it unless somebody else is there too, just in
yeah,
case.
yeah, for someone that age for sure.
Right,
Um, but it should be set that if you move your hands properly, that it brings you upright. But
right,
still, yeah, someone that age, I would definitely keep an eye on. But I've had
right.
people in their 80s on my table. I have a gentleman who started out, he was doing a minute or two, very slight incline, and about 3 months later, he was at a 45 degrees and he would fall asleep.
Oh, wow.
We would just keep an eye on him, and he had the best sleep. But his body had adapted to that. And
Right.
he was able to do it. So
Now you have a patient that holds a record for senior weightlifting or something?
well, that just happened 3, 4 weeks ago.
Oh,
He's
wow.
59 years old, and he got into Senior Olympics here in powerlifting.
Powerlifting.
Michigan Senior Olympics, and he took first place, and he set a new record for the state of Michigan in deadlift and bench press.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
69 years old?
No, 59.
Oh,
He was
59.
at a 55 to 59.
That's still pretty darn
He
good.
was very
Shoot.
good. He lifted
Wow.
740 pounds combined.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Hi, Banshee Mining. Julie's in my house. Member and a member. Thank you for coming. Okay, so let's see. But when you're just getting into detecting, as with any sport, okay, it's not just detecting. Once you get out and do it for a day, the next day you're going to find there's going to be muscles you didn't know you had, okay, until you get your body accustomed to the new sport, whatever it may be, okay. So these are some things that I do, knowing that I already have a back injury, okay. Simple things to possibly avoid injury. Number one, do stretches and exercise during the winter if you're in the upper Midwest and you get snow in your area. During digging season, I start out my morning stretching with stretches, or I get on my recumbent bike and do a slow, easy 5-minute pedal to warm up before I start my stretches. Okay. Get your back checked out by a chiropractor. It's not an expensive thing. What should they look for credentials in chiropractic care? Is there anything specific, Dr. Dave?
Um, I mean, they should all be licensed. I mean, chiropractors are licensed. I think that the best way to find a chiropractor if you don't have somebody that you're going to is talk to your friends where you live and find out who people are going to, and then most chiropractors give a free consultation.
Yeah, most of
You
them
can
give
go
you free
in for
consult.
10 minutes and sit down, and as you go in, you can see the office, you can see the staff, and see how the feeling of the office is. Sit down with the chiropractor and ask questions about his techniques and his methods and things like that, and it feels comfortable, you go from there. Generally, you'll get a complete physical exam, orthopedic, neurological checkup that way, and then from there determine what x-rays you would do, and then come up with an explanation and plan of what was found and what to do from there.
Right, right.
So,
Now, something that surprised me, the last time I threw my back out really badly was before I started my YouTube channel. Okay. And I think I was down and out for what, 3 months, Dr. Dave?
yeah, you were in rough shape.
I took a fall. I was helping a friend with their pizzeria, helping deliver, and I had a dog knock me off a deck. And I took a fall, and nothing hurt. I rolled. I tucked up into a ball and rolled, but I still got things out of a line. And Dr. Dave said, well, what are your car seats like? Because I was getting adjusted, and by the time I got home, I felt like I did before I went, and we couldn't figure out why.
Yeah.
Tell them what you found with my bucket seats.
I don't remember. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, my bucket seats, when you're sitting on them, the side view should look like an L.
Oh,
and mine looked like a V.
that's not good.
No. So what he told me to get was a wedge cushion for a car seat.
Right.
And then I got a small back cushion as
All that
well
support. Right.
to get me more in an L shape, you know,
Yeah, to
and
take
that
the
helped
tension off.
tremendously. And it was
Yeah,
inexpensive. It's
right.
an inexpensive fix. I
Yep.
think I got them both at Walmart. So, let's see. Have I missed anybody? Double check. Okay. So I've got pads for my bucket seat. That has helped, and it wasn't an expensive fix. How important are shoes and boots?
Tremendously important. The arch of our foot and the movement of our foot is extremely important because if the foot, which has 26 bones and countless muscles and ligaments and everything else, if the foot is off and not supported, there goes the ankle, there goes the knees, there goes the hips, and there goes the back. Which,
Right,
yeah, feet
right.
are,
And you should wear more. Didn't you tell me you should wear more than one pair of shoes?
well, alternating shoes is really a tremendous thing to do.
Right,
To give a pair of shoes a rest and have a second day pair and alternating is really good for the shoe wear and tear and for your feet.
right. Thank you, Christy. Um, so I replace my tennis shoes about every 6 months because I wear a lot of tennis shoes, but I don't know. I wear it. It's not really a walking shoe. It's more of a outdoor type tennis shoe for different terrains because
Right.
I have pretty thick soles because I need my arch support. And what I do is I just go online and I buy them off of eBay, the same brand, the same style every time. I have somebody I can buy them from that it's cheaper for me to do that than go to the store around the corner from me. Now I prefer backpacks that buckle in front. What does a backpack that buckle in front do as opposed to one that doesn't, do you think, Dr. Dave?
I think it just keeps it more stable and in position on your back and holding it snugger to you. I think that's very helpful. And
Right,
always wearing both straps on a backpack, never wearing one sided, and is very important.
right. Okay. And then I wear this back brace when I metal detect because I have a back injury. Dr. Dave, you want to show them about that and tell them a little bit something about it? I like it. You know, in the summer, yeah, I sweat with it on a little bit, but it is like a weave. It's
Yeah,
better than the heavy duty ones that are out there.
it's a mesh. The one that we carry here, and we've been using this one for about probably a dozen years or more. It's designed and made by a neurosurgeon out in California, and
Hmm.
it's low profile. It's not real high on the waist or anything. It covers what it needs to cover in the low back, and it's lightweight. It's mesh. It breathes. It does a tremendous job of support,
Hmm.
and because of the way it's built, people will tend to wear it. A lot of times people wear a belt and it's bulky and it's awkward and it's hot and everything. So a belt is a very good tool to for any task, raking leaves or cleaning the garage or things like that. And when you're taught how to wear it and how to use it, because you can't get a belt and cinch it up tight and wear it all day.
No,
That's not good. The muscles will go to sleep and the back will get weak. But if you
right.
know how to use it appropriately, tighten it up as needed, and then let it relax, which this belt does a great job of that.
Yep,
You can have
yep.
it under
Because
a
you don't
shirt.
want to use it like a crutch.
No, it's just a tool to assist the back. If you're going to do a heavy lift or you're going to be needing a little support for a half hour or something, then let it relax.
Right,
It's a tremendous tool that anybody should have
right.
and
Now,
use.
how I use mine detecting is I'll start out detecting, and then when I want to take a water break, which I put my water on the side of the field or wherever I'm at, I'll walk over,
And
I take it off, I just loosen it. I don't have to take it off all the way. I loosen it so it's super loose, and I sit there and I drink my water.
yeah,
You know, for 10, 15 minutes, then I put it, cinch it back up, Because you put it on like this. There's the Velcro. And then you've got this
pull
thing
yeah.
with a ring on it. And that goes across to help tighten it up in the back. The laces in the back.
Right.
And it's not very expensive, right, Dr. Dave? I can't remember what I paid for it.
I think they're $60.
Oh,
This
that's
belt,
a good price. I think that's what I paid several years ago.
That belt has a 5-year guarantee. If something happens to that belt in 5 years, they'll replace it. But
right,
never have a problem with it.
Right, right. So, if anybody is looking for a lightweight support back brace, I would highly recommend this one. Center it in front of your face so they can read it. Lift it up a little bit. Trying to see who it's made by.
It's Backmax.
Backmax. Okay. You can get these you can get them from Dr. Dave, and he will ship them out. He's only going to charge you the cost of priority shipping.
Right. And then or you can go online and order it.
You can go online and order it?
Yep. Backmaxsupport.com.
Oh, that's cool.
Where am I?
Okay, I will be sure to put that in my description if anybody's interested.
Yeah, it's a great tool.
Yeah. So that's what I use. That's what I've been using since I started detecting is this back brace for added support, especially say they just started, plowing the field and it's like this. I need that extra support to support my back.
Exactly.
Now, my fines bag, what I do is I wear it. I don't know if I can show. I don't wear it around my waist. I literally wear it like hip hugger jeans. I mean, it's hanging down below my belly button even, and basically my butt cheeks are what's holding the strap up, okay? Because with a lower back injury like I have, you want to pull from your hips down. You don't want the weight. You don't want to sling it over your shoulder. Some people wear it crisscrossed over their shoulder. I used to carry a small bag that way, and I don't do it anymore. Because then that compresses your whole spine down. Like for me, it would be on my injury, which I don't want to do. Oh, Ambient Girl found the link. Thank you very much, Nancy. She put the link in the chat. So I wear my fines bag on my hips. Okay. Now, I prefer the lightest shovel possible. I don't use a giant honking shovel, and I do field detecting a lot. But I don't carry my shovel. I don't put it over my shoulder. I don't put my machine. I might put my machine over my shoulder only because it's perfectly balanced and it's not that heavy. But my shovel, I drag alongside of me, or I use it to steady myself as I'm walking into the farm field. Okay. Let's see. Learn the sounds of your machine so you're not constantly doing this. And I'm going to show you a side view. So you're not constantly like this, looking down at your VDI numbers. Learn the sounds of your machine and what it makes when you know you have a good target. I mean, the sound the T2 makes when you go over a largie is, you have a largie under there. And then when you do look down after you hear that sound, then you know by the VDI number. But you don't be walking the whole field just looking for the VDI numbers. You need to learn your machine and the sound it makes when you have a good target. Okay? Let's see. Choose a machine that is not coil heavy. I swing the T2 Plus, the Technetics T2 Plus, and so does Dr. Dave, because it is a perfectly balanced machine, okay? It is not coil heavy. by any means. I can swing that machine all day long. You've seen me do it with Don of Detection Connection. We go from dawn until dark, 9 to 12 hours a day. So another thing, if you feel that your machine is coil heavy, whatever machine you may use, make sure you don't have it extended out too far, because the farther you have your shaft and coil extended out, the more it's going to pull on your spine. Okay. Trying to think what else. What time is it? 6:20. I attach my pinpointer holster to my digging bag only because I wear it on my lower hips where it's not going to pull above my back injury. Some people attach them to their shovel. The main thing is to have as little weight as possible above wherever your back injury may be or the weakest part of your spine. I think we have time to talk about this a little bit. Dr. Alati and I have similar beliefs on healthcare. Today's medical industry treats illness and ailments with medicine. Many times, but not always, but many times, instead of finding the cause and dealing with the cause of the problem. Chiropractic care searches for the cause of the pain or ailment and corrects the misalignment causing the problem instead of prescribing drugs. Okay? They do it without drugs, naturally. Kind of holistic medicine, right, Dr. Dave?
Well, the best doctor there is the doctor inside each one of us. No doctor heals anything. Doctors can only attempt to remove an interference to the body healing. And that's why we look at a holistic view for the cause. I'm okay with working to take someone out of an immediate serious pain or dysfunction or something like that. That's fine. But we need to keep looking at cause so these problems don't come back, and not just covering them up either. That's
right.
One of the biggest things I see that we're doing wrong in healthcare is we're just medicating problems and not looking for the cause of the problem. And most of our cause is lifestyle, number one being stress, and then the nutrition, movement, and rest. A lot of people sit too much, or their ergonomics is off, or whatever in the movement part, and their nutrition, and they're not getting any sleep. So it's taking a look at it, somebody in a holistic view, and doing a lot of counsel to educate them and remind them and motivate and inspire them that if you want to reach your goal, that's what I try to look for in patients is what's their goal. Your goal is to stay functional so you can metal detect, and you have a lot of other hobbies. So your goal is you want to stay functional.
Right.
At the age we should be able to stay functional. We might slow down a little bit, but you should be able to metal detect till your last day.
Right.
So it's finding the person's goal and then helping them to achieve, which is usually lifestyle changes.
Right.
Education and motivation then.
Yep. So does anybody have any questions for Dr. Dave before I let him go? If you could put it in the chat in capital letters, I'll watch for it. I don't see any messages from Mark Thomas, so it must be I didn't miss anything. Okay. And Nancy's got links to the back brace.
Yeah, I see that. That's great.
Thank you very much, Nancy. I appreciate that. So I'm doing much better. Which it's better it happened now than when digging season starts, because we still don't have digging season yet. I mean, we're close. I've been out once. I went out for an hour. I start out my year digging. I go out for an hour the first few times, to get my body used to walking, getting all that, it's a different kind of activity, with the detecting that. I prefer to dig with my shovel and push with my foot when I'm digging a hole. Or if it's shallow, I will get down on my knees and sit on my knees and then just use my shovel to scrape away the top if it's a shallow target. So, but I try to be mindful of my knees, my back, try not to bend over too much, just a sharp bend.
Yep.
And that. But above all else, I stretch before I go out and get my body moving before I go out.
Yep. Do some breathing exercises, do some stretching.
And it's not just for metal detecting. This could be
Oh,
any activity that
everything.
you like to do.
Yep.
Is there a pill for getting older? Nathan says. No, unfortunately not. And pills aren't the way, apparently. I found that out the hard way. I had an MD that could not stop my pain send me to Dr. Dave, which, how unusual is that, Dave?
Yeah, it's pretty unusual.
Yeah.
You see, I don't know.
That's,
10%
I mean,
of
that
doctors
takes,
that refer like that.
that is a doctor that truly cares for their patients, that they want them to find an answer to their problem.
Right.
And being humble enough to say, I can't fix it for you. Here are some options. I recommend this chiropractor.
Yep.
So, I'm looking to see.
Somebody asked about
What sneakers are the best for your back to wear, Digging with Deej?
Well, the brands that I like are Brooks and New Balance. They're higher end shoes. They're worth the
Right.
investment. They're good shoes.
Right. They're higher end cost shoes. Mine are Avia, AVIA.
Yeah, I saw them the other day. Those are nice shoes.
Yeah. They have really thick soles on them.
Yep.
And that. So, and I always buy 2 pairs at a time. And they cost me, I think, about between $70 and $80 for 2 pairs.
Yep.
So that's $35, $40 a pair.
Nikes are good shoes. Each brand has their lower end and their higher end. So
right. Just make sure you have good arch support in your shoes. You don't want a shoe that just makes you flat-footed. That's not good.
And you don't want a shoe that's too flexible.
Right.
You need to have some stiffness in the outer sole.
Right. Let's see if I missed anybody else. Rocky Mountain. Rob says, I'm still recovering from my spine fusion, so a little at a time. Yep. Let's see. Now, Jeremy, are you still in here? Jeremy has metal hardware in his, and he has spurs, so they've told his chiropractor won't even touch him anymore. But he had a serious injury, and they had to put steel rods and stuff in Jeremy. So
I've got people who have rods. I have people who have screws in the back and everything. The spine, which has 24 segments, the neck all the way down to the lower back, you might have 3 fused segments in your lower back, and you're not going to go near those and make any adjustment or anything.
Right.
But the segments above and below that area are now working harder. And there can be compensation happening there that you're not aware of. And there's a lot that can still be done in that spine, and also guiding somebody with reminders of things they should keep doing and other things that come up that you can teach them.
Right.
So it's a matter, doctoring to me is a matter of coaching. It's about helping somebody become their best and then keep reminding them, keep prodding them, keep educating them, and coaching them.
Right.
And
Right. Bonnie from Whispers from the Dirt says, I wear Merrill composite toe slip-ons. They are firm and comfortable for work and digging.
yeah, Merrill makes good shoes.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you very much for coming on as my guest, Dr. Dave, and hopefully this year I will be able to come up.
Yeah,
Tell them about your farm up north.
I've got an old farmhouse up north. My grandfather used to go to northern Michigan hunting and fishing, and I had 5 acres and a tar paper shack. But when they lived in Detroit, Michigan, when the war was breaking out, World War II, they decided to move their family up there and build a farmhouse barn and chicken coop. My mom was 3 years old. And so they lived up there during the war and for probably 10 years and had a couple cows and chickens and farmed. And then they moved back to the city. It's been a vacation place all of my life, but I took it over about 10 years ago and have fixed it up. And the town of Tower, Michigan was probably one of the largest towns in northern Michigan back in the logging days. And the town burned. I don't know that whole story, but the town burned in the 1800s. And where my farm sits is basically in the heart of the town.
Right.
So I've never
The
detected.
Great Fire of Michigan destroyed
Yep. So
all the way across the state, the upper part of the state,
yep.
burned towns, hundreds of towns.
So DJ's going to come up and help me detect and see what's on the property.
Right. So I'm going to go up there for a weekend and we're going to see if we can find remnants of the old town on his property,
I think we
on his
will.
farm. So, I'm feeling pretty darn good. I'm getting close to being able to go out and detect. But the problem is we're having too much rain, and yesterday it snowed again.
Yeah, it snowed hard.
Today it melted, thank goodness. Did it melt by you, Dr. Dave?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful out right now.
Yeah, it's gorgeous outside.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for being my guest.
very
I'm
welcome.
going to put you in the back room. If you want to wait until I get done with my guests or with my viewers, you can.
Anybody has any questions, are welcome to call me. If they want to ask any questions about possibly seeing a chiropractor or anything else, I'd be happy to talk to them if you want to.
Okay, okay. I can put that information in my description.
Okay.
Hi, Nick Haas. All right, thank you so
Hey,
much.
thanks, it's been fun.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So, how did you guys like this as a subject? You know me, I'm always looking for something new to bring awareness to, something of quality information, and give you an idea of my back history and what I do to save my back, and be able to do the outdoor activities that I love to do. And I wanted to impress upon how important it is to have a balanced metal detector. Makes all the difference in the world. It just does. That's, yeah, the T2 weighs a little bit over 3 pounds. Whoopee. It doesn't matter because it's perfectly balanced. I can take 2 fingers just like this and lift it, and it will stay. I mean, it's so perfectly balanced, it does not feel like 3 pounds or 3.5, whatever it is. So, do what you can with whatever detector you're using. Make sure you don't have it extended out as far as it goes, unless you're a really tall person. But If you can operate with it, not extend it out all the way, the closer the coil is to you and the way you swing it, okay, instead of this way over like this, it's better to swing shorter swings. It puts less stress on your back. Yep. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. Did you find Dr. David Alati? Alati, Nancy. Alati Chiropractic. I think it's considered Clarkston, Michigan, I think. He has a very helpful website. If you have any questions, you can contact him there. You can email him and he can answer your questions. Weight takes second place to ergonomics. Right, Bill. My problem is my rotator cuff from swinging. Yeah. Makes sense. Yep, Rob. I know. I think the last time, just before I started my YouTube channel, I was fighting sciatic problems, pain shooting down my legs and all that. It was god awful. And it was from a fall. I took a fall helping a friend with her pizza business. So, all right, let's see. I need to go over. We have a lot of new people on our, what time is it? 6:36. Our world-class treasure hunters prayer list. So take note of this. Luke of AAPS Variety Channel. He just had some kind of back procedure. I don't know what. He still has to have another procedure. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Pammy Jones, Pammy. Pammy Jones. Hi, Denise Kidder. She is a member of the coin community. Please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Paul, American Wood Relics. Got his foot run over by, I think, his boss. I think a tractor. Youch. It doesn't appear to be broken, but he's on the mend. J-Man, Metal Shark's mother, keep her in your prayers. APPS, Adirondack Park Paranormal Society, their health and safety manager needs our prayers. PD Sandigger's mother-in-law, please keep her in your prayers. Dennis's wife, SWFL, treasure detecting. I believe he's in the chat. I think she came home. Right, Dennis? If you're still in the chat. Diggers Down Under, the comic chef, welcome back. I believe she came back home, but still keep her in your prayers. Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting is dealing with sickness right now, but it's not COVID. Ram detecting. Mark, I don't think I've seen him tonight. His wife's a nurse. He's got his foot and leg in a boot. She doesn't seem to think it's broken, but he messed himself up. Okay, then Randy's metal detecting with Randy asked me to add this one to the list. It's one of his viewers, Stephen. It's either pronounced Vitz or Vitty's mother needs our prayers. Then Pull Tab Pam, of course. There have been some new developments, and they haven't been good, folks. Pam is moving in with her sister. She's putting her house up for sale. She couldn't find anybody to take her big dog. Everybody's afraid of Chance. Thought she was going to have to take him to the pound, and my boyfriend Jackson said, absolutely not. You will not take him to the pound. We will take him. We will find a way to try to figure out how to afford a taller fence because he jumps fences. Okay. And I just have a typical fence. This dog can jump a typical fence. Okay. So we have taken chance permanently. My cat, Salem, is not happy, but he's getting used to it. So keep Pull Tab Pam in your thoughts and prayers, please. Uncle Al, oldies and goodies. Matt Tomaney. Susie Q96. SJ's Mixed Adventures. I think she just had a shoulder replacement or something. Pam's Opinion, one of the channels that I watch. She used to have a much bigger channel. I don't know if it was she deleted it because of bullying. I kind of get that idea, but I don't know for sure. Pam's Opinion. She has very few subscribers. And Kay's Digging It, her mother. Keep them all in your thoughts and prayers. Hi, welcome back, Johnny's Corner. So we have quite a busy prayer list this week. So please check out these channels. Watch something. They may not be able to post anything, recent because of what they're going through, but watch something on their channel, even if you've watched everything, and put a comment in there and let them know that you're thinking of them. It'll bring a smile to their face. Hi, Jeff's Obsessions. He and Practical Ken just got back from Digstock in the Carolinas. Okay, next, let's do a deed-raid. Next in line is Jersey History Hunters. Share the love stream. Your hosts are Audra and Bobby. And I'm sure they're going to talk about Come Out Swinging. I wanted to go so bad, but it was just too far for me to drive, and there was just too much going on. I couldn't go this year. That starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Next in line after Jersey History Hunter is Flash in Your Pan, Ed, Jesse, Dano, and Rose. Their special guest tonight is Amanda Digger DeGaz. That should be an excellent show. That starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then in our chat, we have Papa Rouse, What's in the Dirt, Bill. And his live stream begins at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, and 6 p.m. Pacific. There's Jeremy. I miss you, bud. He says for sure he's going to be back next week. So this Friday is a video on metal detecting an 1872 property, a new one of my new permissions. That's this Friday at 6 p.m. Next Tuesday's live stream is called Clash of the Ironclads. And we're talking about the ironclad ships, like submarines almost like, in the Civil War. So hopefully that will be an interesting live stream as well. So thank you, everybody. Please hit the like. It helps my channel rate to be, suggested by YouTube more often. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. If you like what content I'm offering, please subscribe. Currently, I think only 35% of my viewers are subscribed. I don't understand, but it doesn't cost anything. Thank you very much for the super chats tonight, Mark and Cynthia. I appreciate that so much. Thank you to all my members. I believe I'm up to 7 or 8 members now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I never dreamed I'd have members. So, and if you get a chance, check out Technetics products because we have new products coming out soon. So, see you over at Jersey History Hunter. Let's do a deed raid, everybody. Good night.